Refreshingly outside of his zany comedy comfort zone, Steve Carell headlines an all-star cast that includes Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Julianne Moore, Marissa Tomei, Kevin Bacon, and a 13-year-old named Jonah Bobo, who plays Steve Carell's love-struck son in a role that definitely gives his Super 8 counterparts a run for their money. Married young and for 2 decades, Carell is getting a divorce after his wife, played by Moore, cheats on him with Kevin Bacon. For once, it's a welcome change to not see the husband constantly being painted as the cheating lowlife in a movie relationship. But now that he's single, Carell turns to Gosling's character, a 20-something barfly pickup artist who attempts to teach the middle-aged man a thing or two about getting back into the dating scene.
I think that your friend Hannah is really sexy.
Oh my God. You did not just say that. How old are you?
What are you, a lawyer?
Don't you think you're a little old to be using cheesy pickup lines?
Objection. Leading the witness. Wow, Hannah, you're really wearing that dress like you're doing it a favor.
Oh, God.
That's a line. Me sitting over there for the past 2 hours not being able to take my eyes off of you is a fact.
There are some lighthearted laughs to be found here, which mostly come at the expense of our leading man, whom you can't help but feel pity for. Carell does a great job of leaving his typecast of awkward loser to play a friendly, caring human who has simply lost the will to love again. He occasionally slips into bouts of awkwardness as well, where we all know Carell superbly excels. His numerous dating efforts are chronicled in a brilliantly edited single-take Steadicam montage that floats around the bar with a different Steve Carell in every corner of the room, as Gosling watches his protege from afar. Gosling himself exudes so much sexy confidence here, men will want to hang out with him and women will want to sleep with him. It's no wonder everyone's upset he got snubbed for People's Sexiest Man Alive honor last week. Moore, though, is truly the standout performer here, beautifully playing opposite Carell in a crumbling relationship she is entirely to blame for, but one she still wishes can work out. The conflict of love, infidelity, and guilt comes through painfully well in her performance. The plot complicates itself tenfold in the final act when the love triangle becomes a trapezoid of nonsense, with a late plot twist resembling something from an episode of Seinfeld. Bizarre, surprising coincidences aside, the story somehow remains believable and moving. Directors Glenn Ficarra and John Waqua do an amazing job of keeping you cheering for all the characters to resolve their situations happily. This film is far from groundbreaking, being filled with plenty of romantic cliches, characters making grand speeches protesting their undying love for one another, but Crazy Stupid Love has some very tender moments in it that really separate it from the typical rom-com crapfest we're subject to every year. The protagonists feel like genuine, flawed human beings going through a very difficult time, and not cookie-cutter characters on the screen. The writing is sharp, funny, and most of all, moving. And again, it's worth pointing out that this film is not a sequel, remake, or reboot, but a truly original motion picture more people ought to be watching these days. At least we find ourselves paying more money to see the Final Destination 16 in a few years' time. Luckily for mankind, Crazy Stupid Love grossed 3 times its $45 million budget, so perhaps there's hope for us yet. Refreshingly fun and heartwarming drama. That was my review on Crazy Stupid Love. Now let's read a few of yours from the YouTube comments. In comes the Rate-O-Matic for the 3rd and final time tonight to rate Crazy Stupid Love. An 8 and a 7. This was a delightful film with plenty of nuanced characters and sharp writing for a change. I thought it was great. Not many of you had a chance to watch and review this film for our premiere episode, but those that did praised the acting and the writing. You thought it was cool.